opportunity to even work with Be Real and Exhibit, and that I worked with them so much, and laid a lot of foundation that they wanted to be in a group with me,
There
and
you
were
go.
willing to have my name right next to theirs.
Sure.
And go out on tour and have me right there with them, and we rock their classics and rock new songs that we created, shoot music videos, do interviews just like this. Like, to do that with some legendary people that really made a mark in this game, it means a lot. So with that energy, I just seen that it was time. I spent a lot of my time coming up in the ranks of those legendary MCs. So it's like, you almost hit a point where, like, it's time to go out and do this. And it's like a natural progression, nothing rushed, nothing overthought, just the natural movement of everything. So I'm going to bring the level of intensity that I've seen them bring to their projects into my own project with my own team. And that's how we're going to make a difference. I mean, I know that I'm proud of it, and any Demrick fan that's ever been out there who's been a fan of mine or seen me next to these guys and heard those songs or heard me on a feature and like something, I just want them to check it out, take a listen, and have an open mind and vibe. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Now, when we talk about the medicinal, that whole culture, and obviously Be Real's like one of the founding fathers, the spokesmen. Talk about the hybrid of, what you do hip-hop wise in this whole medical marijuana world.
I just feel like it's just natural. I'm just happy that, like, it's like the Prohibition time, like how they named their project, Be Real and Burner called their project Prohibition for a reason. It's actually, there is like something that I've never seen before happening with marijuana, and I think that it's going to go through and become legal, one state at a time. Like I was saying, I was on the Smokers Club tour with Be Real and Burner, and we were in Bend, Oregon, when the law passed, or the Congress passed that that it was like legal, or their state passed that it was like completely legal in their state, like medicinal, like you can just have it on you.
Yeah.
And then doing a show that night in front of 100 kids that were all there just vibing and everybody celebrating that thing. Those are moments that happen in history that is cool to be a part of, and cool to see that this revolution is happening with marijuana right now. I just came from the Cannabis Cup over the weekend. It was amazing. Like, that's just the culture itself, the way that it's growing. It's awesome.
I mean, the culture was always there. The fact that it's become so less, of an issue you got to be hiding or worry about law enforcement. It's got to be incredible.
Yeah, exactly. But I was in Denver smoking next to a cop. I took a picture with him with a joint in my mouth and a bottle of some alcohol or whatever. But I'm saying, just to be able to do that, like, you would never imagine doing that. Like, things like that's cool to see.
Yeah, that wasn't even something I thought about when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, it was even gonna be like legal, and it's not even really.
Weren't you in like an IHOP smoking weed?
In Colorado?
Yeah. No, that was in...
That was the funniest
Humble.
picture I ever saw.
Oh, that was in up north?
That's like hilarious.
Yeah.
Just doing shit, just being a part of some cool
Yeah, the
shit is what
free-
makes it dope. And it's like a custom... It's involved in all of our lives on different
Well, again,
levels.
yeah, it's these counterculture shows now, with
Yeah.
more concerts, more tie-ins,
Yeah.
to the culture. Incredible stuff. So as far as the independent release here, is it they're taking over the world as far as the release, or you do it different companies? Is
No,
they
that's one
they put it
company
out
that
everywhere?
owns it. Yeah.
Okay.
Only
And-
one company there, and then through Sony Canada up in Canada.
Okay. Now, as far as touring this project goes, what are your plans and ideas to take this music
Well,
on
I
the
just
road?
got off the tour. I just got off tour last week. I came home from being in Canada. Me and Matt Child went up to Canada to do an album run. So, met a lot of the Warriors up there, fans, and rocked it, It was good, like 14 shows. And I just signed with a new booking agency, and they're putting some stuff together for the summer. So, we're going to make it happen. Let's get out there, do something in L.A., obviously, for the home base, and then go take it on the road, man, try to show it to the world.
Now, obviously, Canada is a different country, but sometimes you feel like there's just an imaginary little line north of Washington and Montana, But what are you, when you dig into Canada, now you're working with a Canadian, label, what What's your feeling as far as the Canadians go? They've always been in the shadow of America as far as hip hop goes.
I mean, this is my third time to Canada. I love Canada, and I judge it like that. You know, I've got to see a lot of places. Australia. I've been.
You see some more of their music crossing over
like
here.
I met a lot of their artists and seen, met a lot of their fans, and hip hop's alive over there. I've been all around the world representing for hip hop West Coast. And I just know that the world ain't as small as like you might originally have. We all know the world is bigger now, obviously, but like there's still some narrow-minded people who really don't know. So and Match Out lives in L.A. and it is an American label now, but it's with a Canadian artist.
You have a Canadian tie,
it has that Canadian lineage there. I mean, that's where he had his hit records and he made an impact all across the world. But I mean, was his home base.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it's a blessing, it's a privilege to go over there with him and rock with him and have him say like, this is the next one that I'm rocking with. It's happened in my career a few times, but it's really good to see it going down with a label and some people that want to help push it in that fashion, which is my first time going through that.
And being the international language, what are some of those other places you visited and just blew your mind? Like, I can't even believe they're going crazy for this shit over here. How do they even know what we do?
I don't know. Even like small towns in like Australia, in front of like a bunch of like Aboriginal people.
The outback, huh?
Yeah, like straight up crazy. You just would never think. That's not scenarios that you think that you're gonna go play a concert in when you're dreaming of going to play music or going to Iraq and performing in front of the troops with exhibit. Like, those are things that you don't envision a show scenario when you close your eyes, and when you're a kid dreaming about performing it. It's like when you think about the crowd, that's not the crowd that most people envision. It's just like those things. You just feel lucky and blessed that you're able to get a chance to go and see and participate in and see how music can take you so many different places and have you experience a lot of things you never even thought you would.
And talk about that for a second. As far as some guys out here think they're a tough guy because they get a hold of a gun. You're over there with the troops. These are world wars. I know with Exhibit and the whole napalm thing with the video. I mean, talk about how serious these people are defending our country every day.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an intense time in general. That was just trip was real intense, and the troops, everybody was amazing. From just the whole every base.
But those are the real soldiers, right?
Yeah, those are the real soldiers.
These guys aren't messing around.
Everybody in the crowd was strapped up. Like girls with AKs and rifles, or AKs and handguns. Like everybody had two guns. They was be celebrating and partying while you're.
Right.
Took them a while. We might be performing in the mess hall or whatever, or the barracks or some shit like that, and they'll clear out everything, and they're all in there. It takes them a while to get relaxed and get. But we got them going, and they had a good time. X is a real personable person, and he brought along a good team, I believe, of people with him. Matt Alonzo, myself, DJ Fingers, and we all good people. So to go out there, it was a blessing. So, but it was it's real out there. It's definitely crazy.
And in final here, as far as there's a lot of creative people, a lot of young people coming up. And they see the stars in the eyes. They see, the glamour and the show and the hoopla and all that. But talk for a minute, again, the advice or on the dedication it takes. Because I've known you for years doing this, and you got to pour your heart and your soul. You live it, you sacrifice. Talk about that, the kids that think this is like get rich quick or the easy way.
Some people it could be, just do it because you love it. That would be my advice. And that's what I do. I do it because I love it. That's it.
How about you? Advice for young talent.
As far as that goes, I mean, it does take an immense amount of hard work and dedication. Like, people don't realize some of the overnight successes that they see aren't actually overnight successes. It's someone who might have been grinding for 10 years, constantly, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of the band. I feel like I saw them at Coachella last year, where I heard a story where they were just playing bar scenes for 8 years, and then all of a sudden are winning Grammys. And it's like, these people are actually like pouring their heart and soul into the music, and regardless of how long it takes for you to find the exposure that you were looking for, they were just making the music and playing it because they loved doing it. And I think that's the only way to ever create like a timeless piece of work or something that people like really love, is doing it because you poured your heart and soul into it, you know. But yeah, I mean, advice for anyone that's young is basically, you know, work hard and see where it can take you, you know.
So if you love what you do, you're already successful. So the other success can come organically rather than trying to force it, which normally never happens.
Yeah, I mean, forcing success, I mean, you still have to have like a vision, or like, you know, inspiration, or the know-how, you know, and work hard to get it. But yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. I mean, yeah, you got to work hard to get to what you want. That's what I'm really trying to say.
Don't have no plan B, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This ain't for a plan B.
That's you.